Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. I welcome you to this quiet and sacred space, just to relax a little while, to get in touch with your magnificent self, to breathe with me, to look at the art of grounding and feeling well, no matter your circumstance. So I invite you to take that deep and conscious breath. It's bringing the breath all the way down to the tummy, the center of you. Pushing that tummy out as you breathe in, feeling yourself relax. And then releasing everything that no longer serves. To make some deep, calm breaths so you can actually feel the energy flowing, vibrating through you. Just feel as your body gets warmer, it embraces you because you're there giving attention. So just be conscious of the oxygen you're breathing in, the crystalline atoms, the photons, nourishing you, body, mind, and spirit. So flowing through you, nourishing each cell. Making sure that you're working just fine. You, the human, doesn't have to do anything. You can look at it also as receiving your divinity in the breath, receiving life. So just imagine each cell, upon receiving this nourishment, this crystalline nourishment and oxygen. Upon receiving it, it opens up and vibrates, becoming more and more transparent, warmer. So just imagine this happening to all your cells, all the cells dancing in delight at this attention that you're actually conscious of now, but it is always happening. This vibration, having this touch, this divine touch. And if you're really still and focusing inward, you can feel all this happening. Then you can imagine your awareness, your consciousness just expanding from the core of you. This warmth, this beingness, this part of you. It's like you're allowing your body, mind, and spirit to come together, fusing together, integrating. Just knowing you are more than your body or your mind, your thoughts or emotions. You are everything. And once you are all connected, it's like you come online. And even more so when you become aware of how Mother Earth supports you always, wherever you are. And if it's Mother Earth, then it is Father Sky there to give you the breath. And as you become aware of the energies feeding you all the time from below and above through the breath, I always use the figure of 8, but you can use whatever you like. I also sometimes imagine from the base of my spine, if it extended as in a tail, and it goes deep into the earth, connecting with the earth, supplying yourself and the earth with this exchange of energies. Together, we are experiencing this time, this now moment. You can also imagine from the back of underneath your shoulders is like your heart space, but at the top, it's where your wings could be. So you can imagine these great big wings, like antennas in the air. It's like plugging you in, connecting you. But whatever you imagine is not the point. It is your intention, your imagination, your intention to connect. Just knowing that you are part of everything. So just feeling and breathing. Feeling more and more relaxed. And at a certain time, when you feel so relaxed in this space that you've created for yourself within your human vessel, you can start feeling your natural essence. That natural essence of joy, of peace, of love. Like from the core of you, bubbles coming up to the surface through your body, down and up. Just allowing your whole body to feel it. In the beginning, it's a lot of imagination, a lot of practice. It's like you blanket yourself in this love, that loving presence that you are. But it takes awareness to feel it, to perceive it. And upon being conscious of it, it's like another life comes to you through inspiration, that you're so plugged in to the universe, to the world, to the earth, to the environment. It's like your whole body just opens up and you receive just exactly what you need to know. Need to do in each moment. So just breathing, feeling relaxed, just being there for you. Just being totally open and allowing everything to be received and be released. You don't need to know anything. You just allow it to happen through the breath. If it's good, then you will feel just great. And maybe only for the time that we're doing this, but each time you sit there with yourself and practice this, you should be able to come to this state of being your magnificent self, I always call it. This state of being in bliss, being in perfection, that nothing can hurt you or be to the detriment of you. But of course, if you don't feel well, like now, then there are some doubts coming in, some thoughts or emotions that you're attaching yourself to. And that's all right. Maybe it just means that you need to look at it. So this thing that we're not quite sure of, why we just feel a little bit uneasy. But the breath comes in good again because you just breathe in that feeling of uneasiness. Welcome it. Like a mother welcoming a child unconditionally. You don't judge. And just allow this feeling to, if necessary, unravel so that you get a little feeling as what's going on. What untruth do I believe? Because everything that makes you feel uneasy and unwell is all based on a lack and a misunderstanding of the truth of who you are. So you can allow maybe a thought or emotion to unravel. Sometimes it's not even necessary to understand it. You just trust that you will know it, and it will take care of itself just by breathing, and then you come back into feeling well again, feeling safe in this space you create. So I call this, what we've just been doing, the art of grounding. Or I'd rather call grounding an anchoring. It's a feeling that you, with your attention, is supporting Mother Earth and vice versa. It takes 2 or 3 to tango. We're all doing this together. Now, I do a lot of reading, research. I go down many rabbit holes. And I soon find out if something's true or not. I might listen to somebody for a while, and then something just doesn't fit. So then you delete all that and you move on. Now, unfortunately, there's lots of misinformation, so you really do have to be tuned in. Ask what is true for you, what is good for you. But I recently came across this guy, and I'll be writing about him soon in my next blog. Miles somebody. Miles. Anyway, he's part artist, part scientist, part like we are. He goes with what he feels is true. He knows of the big hoax of our whole history, that everything's a big game, to wake us up. Until we've woken up, people can take advantage of us. Until we wake up and step back. But anyway, this guy, Miles, he says something about that the body itself recharges itself quite naturally because of the torus that our body is. And it comes from the connection with Mother Earth and the cosmos. But of course, because of, let's say, rubber, the man-made materials that we put on our shoes and on our mattresses and on our clothes, it basically disconnects us from this natural connection. So I'm sure you've all read about walking barefoot on natural materials, where you can feel the eons of the earth and the sky. They just work and keep you in a balance quite naturally. But he goes further and he says that because of this, it does cut us off. Yes, I agree, it does. That's why I always walk where I can barefoot. But this is where I disagree with him a little, because consciousness, my consciousness, is what makes all the difference. And if I am aware of this charge that is coming up, this energy connection from the earth and the sky, in my figure of 8, the breathing, bringing in the charge that nourishes my body, even if I'm wearing all these clothes, which you do, they're not all man-made. They're not all natural. They can't be these days. And sometimes you have to wear the shoes or maybe the carpets or something. That all disconnects. But this is where consciousness comes in. You can go through the man-made. So I'm saying to be aware is the most important thing in our lives. To imagine, to practice this art of connecting, of grounding, of being well. And no matter what, no matter the shoes or the mattress or whatever, you are recharging yourself. You are receiving the energy. So just going back to the breathing, just feeling what I'm saying, feeling the truth, resonating or not, but this is my truth. You see, consciousness, it is who you are, the creator being, the Merlin, the magician. Everything is possible, and that is your power. So everything becomes possible. It's like imagining you can walk through a wall. Why can't energy move through the materials? Why can't you bring it through? And I feel very similar to people who tell me you have to eat this and you can't drink that and this and that. I agree to some extent when your body is going through this whole transformation that your body changes and your dislikes, and you must follow that. But for somebody else to tell you that, oh, this is bad and you shouldn't do this, and whatever you believe about yourself, whatever you know to be true, is good for you. So we mustn't bring in the doubts, because that's all other people are there to do, to doubt your truth. Which brings us back to the breath, how it is the most important thing we can be aware of in each moment, and allow it to bring us back to balancing ourselves, to recharging ourselves, wherever we are. Similar to being able to walk by the sea. In your imagination, if you can't walk, you see the body doesn't know the difference. So if you imagine it, your body will feel the effects of being in nature. So as nature is part of us, part of consciousness, keeping us alive too, it's important to be out in nature. And of course, if you can't go out, the power of imagination comes in. Pretend. Take yourself on an inner journey outside. And it will make your body well. So there's really no circumstance where you can't be well, you can't feel well. And as I said before, if you don't feel well, then you are doubting there's something there that you need to look at. Some untruth that you need maybe to unravel. Well, I do hope you're feeling nice and relaxed. Especially that tummy. When you're breathing, it's so important to just keep that relaxed, pushed out. It holds all the emotions. It's where we can release all the tensions. Well, my body's buzzing with high vibration and well-being, feeling safe. And not just because of feeling supported, but it's because I know I'm in charge of my life. I'm responsible for everything. I'm intentionally practicing this. Rebalance, anchoring, receiving, releasing, feeling well, embracing anything that is less than good, feels good. And then the head should be nice and buzzing, vibrating. And for me, when that happens, I can imagine the crown just opening up. more and more, you will start to feel connected with everything, to be part of nature, the one consciousness, but also being your own sovereign oneness. All this transformation is not about going back to the original oneness where we never felt anything. We're humans. We're here to experience all the sensational things. And where we're going is even more sensual experience. Whatever you want to imagine, you are so powerful, so magnificent. And out there, they will stop you from doing this. They can try. Some people say that when you finish a time like this with yourself, you have to close up. Well, maybe I like this feeling, and maybe I can be there and I can be here grounded as well. You know, I am multidimensional. Plus, I do know energy has changed. In the old energy, yes, we used to have to close off so no attacks could happen. But when you're open, you can also imagine yourself shining this bright light. Nobody would dare come near you. Nobody's here to hurt us. Or they can maybe try, but the light will blind them. And also reading more of this Miles, I seem to think a lot of the history has been made up, and horrifically made up too, where that is not even true. It's all games. Thank you for being here too. So with that, I'll say I love you, I thank you, and until next time, somewhere online or in real life.